And you're still numbing. Good grief.
I'll just constantly looking like a dog.
Oh, ibuprofen. You'll have to forgive my wife. Being married to me, she needs a lot of pain medication. It's like a 15-year headache. And you're limping. That's a bad headache when it makes you limp. So today what we're going to do is we're going to focus on the longsword, if that's okay with you, now that I've got you all hyped up to do two-sword combat and short sword combat. Now we're going to do longsword combat. Hey, it totally matches my outfit. Yeah. This is my new Samurai Biker Punisher shirt that I just got in the dealer room and didn't have time to. And under that is my zombie response team shirt because I'm a grown-up today. I feel bad. We have a Japanese sword class and I teach this for a living and he's the only one that dressed up like a samurai for us. Dice kept doing that and it's just... Oh, thanks. Now I look better. Now they'll take me seriously. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to do an introductory violent class in Japanese sword combat. And we're going to invite you in a couple minutes to come up and get a weapon of choice. Most of you are going to get a round bokken. Please keep in mind that when we teach classes, that's a stick. The Japanese term is bokudo, which means stick. It can be translated as wood sword, but it's just a training tool. But if you train in kenjutsu, where the goal is to use a shinken, a real sword, as soon as you pick the bokken up, it's supposed to be treated the same way you would a real sword. So if you start spinning that between your fingers like it's a baton, or drop it on the floor, you're going to see me flinch and have a war with myself where I want to yell at you and, hey, that's 50 push-up. Because at my dojo, if you drop your sword, I mean, in real life, for a samurai, dropping their sword means they could be killed easily. If you drop your bokken at my school, it's a 50 push-up penalty the first time it happens, and 100 the second time. Don't ask what it is the third time, because no one's ever done that before. And we can't enforce that in an anime con, because we're just here to have fun, and we're in anime con. It's possible the entire room couldn't do 50 push-ups too. I always make that joke. I know you could. Probably not clapping, but I can't do 50 clapping push-ups. I think 15 is as far as I ever got. My students were, they used unkind words. But at any rate, when you're armed, have fun with this, but if at all possible, don't bounce it on the floor. Concrete is hard on wooden practice swords. And hold back on hitting the person next to you. We'll get there. Because this is actually for all the silliness, and it's just an anime con. The techniques we're going to work on today are actual kenjutsu techniques that were taught during the 16th century, during the Sengoku era, when the samurai actually lived and died by their skill with the sword. So, since this is a participation event more than just a spectator event, if you would like to participate, and both of you are going to, we're just going to split you up. Actually, you guys could partner together, but we do not let siblings partner together, and we learn to not let couples partner together, because pent-up hostility and frustration has a way of boiling out, and it's usually the guy that ends up getting smacked. And married couples are just, no, this is not couples therapy. So, if you would like to participate in our sword class, come get a stick. If you don't want to participate, come get a stick.
No, I'm not getting a stick.
If you've seen us before in Minnesota and you like giving me hugs, give me a hug and then go get a stick.
I want a hug. I'm gonna cry.
I'll take a video for you. Yes.
I want to record this.
This is
Plus, I'm scared that my dress might fall.
the best venue for sword class we've ever had.
I'm really scared that my dress is gonna fall.
We did the sword class at Colossal Con.
I want you in line with me right here facing the audience. One giant line for starters, please.
You're going to regret not arming yourself.
Wait, what do you mean? Hey, stop.
Because they have sticks and they're coming at you. And what you have for protection is,
That pillow will cover both of us, right? I just don't want my dress to fall. I would love to participate, but I'm scared. Well, I mean, I would have gotten one. Deanne's up there. This is Deanne's. This is a good place for Deanne. Take out her anger problems.
Your troops are assembled.
That's awesome. Alright, if you're holding one of these sticks, the round ones, these are Chinese waxwood. We use them for sparring bokens because they're really durable and they don't splinter. The red oak boken, after a while, after contact, they end up splintering, and when you practice putting the sword away, you end up running and it's bad. So the Chinese waxwood, what you're going to notice if you're holding one of these, almost all of them have Japanese writing nearer one end than the other. That's the end that you're going to use for the handle. It's going to seem counterintuitive because the handle end is a little bit thicker than the other end. And we may not be very good at baseball, but we understand the idea behind it. You hold on to the skinny end, you take the heavier end, and you go whack. Because the bigger end will do more, it's gone. Okay, but the handle, the suka of a Japanese sword was actually wider than the blade. And so you're going to use the heavier end. What I want you to do is take your dominant hand. I don't care whether you're right-handed or left-handed. In feudal Japan, everybody had to train right-handed. Today, I'm not as interested in historical accuracy as I am comfort. Because that translates to safety, which means I might get invited back next year. Well, yeah, and I want you guys to be safe too. But I want you to take your dominant hand and find a balance point on that stick where you feel like you've got good control over it. Don't just hold the very end, because you know that's not quite the balance point for this. Okay? Once you have that, stay. Once you have a balance point, I want you to take your other hand, the support hand, and you're going to put it near the very bottom of the stick. You should find that your hands are going to be separated by 2 or 3 fingers width of space. That is actually how you hold a sword for Japanese sword combat. If you see a movie poster of some samurai or a ninja holding the sword like this with their hands together, please keep in mind that person is an actor, not a swordsman.
No.
Okay, Kenjutsu, they separate the hands slightly. It gives them good push-pull dynamics, and it leaves some more control over the blade. So when somebody jumps out, you go, oh, hi mom. It lets you stop the sword. If you have your hands near the very bottom, and you swing, sometimes it gets away from you. And that's not always good, especially in training. So the hands separate. Also, remember the samurai, this was about multiple opponents. Samurai were huge on multiple attack scenarios, and separating the hands allows for fast direction change. So we're going to separate the hands, and again, your hands should be near the bottom, because the suka on a Japanese sword, the longest handles are usually about 10 inches long. If your hand is above that, you're holding it this way. That's really bad for a Japanese sword and much worse with a lightsaber. So, I want you to hold the sword menacingly at what we have for an audience, and I want you to take your right leg and put it in front. If you are dyslexic, your right leg is the one on this side. If you are not dyslexic, your right leg is still the one on this side. And to forestall the obvious, if you're left-handed, your right leg is still on this side, so put that one in front, it'll be okay. What we're going to do is we're going to walk and cut. It's just kind of a warm-up exercise before I let you hit each other. Okay, so when I count, and we're at a Japanese anime con, hopefully you're okay with me counting in Japanese. If you do not know, ichi, ni, san, when I make weird
it's just
noises
1, 2, 3.
everybody else steps and swings, you do too.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to do a straight cut. It's called shomanuchi. When I count, you're going to bring the sword up over your head, You're going to step forwards with your back foot, reach out and come right down the middle. Your goal is to cut through an imaginary opponent standing right in front of you and cut them all the way in half. If we have anybody that takes Aikido and you do modern Aikiken, they stop their shomanuchi at Chudan level. Waist height, not because it's historically accurate, but because they use the sword to teach Nagewaza, throwing techniques, and they're teaching you to extend out and stop at your own waist level. That's not how you want to swing a sword. If I stop at waist level, that means I hit this guy and go, whoop, and the sword stops and there's no curve. That means I really get to him and the rest of his zombie plan against my brain. Okay? I want you to cut all the way through. Easy way through from hitting the floor, don't look at the floor. Keep your head up on your imaginary target. Not so imaginary target. But step forwards, reach out, cut right down. Bring the sword up over your head like this. Do not bring it all the way back. If we have anybody that takes Kendo, Kendo's Japanese sports sword, and they'll bring their shinai, it's what they use for class. It's 3 pieces of bamboo laced together. Really lightweight and flexible. They'll bring it back and crack it against their back to gain momentum to bring it forwards. But in real life, the Japanese sword, the tip, it's called the kisaki. It is the sharpest part of the blade. And if you bring the kisaki back and hit yourself in the rear end, you will have 2 holes where nature only intended 1. Okay? So the goal here is to bring it up so it's horizontal. We're in Texas, I can use big words. Horizontal. Last week we were in Minneapolis, I just said this way. That was for you. All right, so we're going to step, we're going to cut. We're coming forwards. Ready? Each, reach out and cut the bunny in half. Knee, forwards and cut down. Let's do it again.
San.
Forwards, cut down. One more. Cut all the way down, Lisa. Remember, through your target. Yep. Standing right in front of you. Once more. She, forwards, reach out and cut down. All right, we're going to go backwards. You're still swinging to the front though, okay? When you step back, the goal is to keep your weight forwards this way so you can cut with power. Don't lean away and swing. If you hit something solid, it's just going to tip you over, okay? The Japanese sword has a metal cap on the bottom of it. It's called a kishira. It's for close quarters combat because from right here, I can go wham and bust him in the mouth with the metal cap, and that does bad things. But what I would rather do is take a short step back and go wham and hit him with this part of the blade, the sweet spot. That's better yet, okay? So we're going to step backwards and cut our opponent down. In our children's class, we call this the bad dog defense. Big dog comes in, you step back and say, no! Because that's positive reinforcement. Okay? You know I'm joking, right? I've never hit a dog. It's the children we do that to. Not really. Stepping back. Ready? Go! One step. Rope. Siege. Hutch. Kamai. That just means point the sword menacingly at the audience. Actually, Kamai is ready position. This is where we started. We're going to do it one more time, but this time we're going to make some noise. Okay, the samurai, ki-eyed. It was a shout. This is, we're adding energy and focus to what we're doing. And there are different ways to ki-eye. I won't go through all 3 of them right now. I'm just going to tell you the one I want is we're going to yell at the same time we swing. It's supposed to unify mind, body, and spirit so that everything goes into this strike, like your life depends on. And being strategic, nothing was completely random. They actually had the ki set to an actual pattern to make the strikes work best. So on each, you're going to step, you're going to yell, "Hey!" Conveniently enough, that's the first letter of the alphabet. Even our Louisiana contingent has gotten that far. On the second strike, you're going to step and you're going to yell, "Ya!" I realize that's not the second letter of the alphabet, but So A, ya, as a repeating pattern, okay? And your job is to be loud enough that you will scare everybody still in the dealer room, and anybody down the hall at someone else's panel is going to realize they're missing out. And if you can scare the audience, that'll be great. And if you can make the dog wet himself, no, that's terrible. I notice you move though. Yeah. Our puppy's so used to swords and things, it doesn't even flinch. However, that T-Rex costume thing freaks him out. All right, coming forwards. A, ya, big kites. Do a good job and I'll let you hit each other next. Coming forwards, ready? Each. Hey. Knee. Yeah. Son. Hey. She. Yeah. Backwards, go. Hey. Rope. Yeah. Seach. Hey. Latch. Yeah. Come on. Okay. Look, I love teaching sword class at anime cons. I do this for a living. The hardest thing to do is to get serious martial arts people to yell. I get 6'7", 300-pound football players in my dojo and give them a sword, say, now when you step forward, yeah, let it go! And they're like, they don't want to look stupid in front of their friends, so this is what I get. Okay? And that looks stupid. Okay, anime cons. I love anime cons because you guys don't care about looking stupid.
No.
If you did, you wouldn't be dressed like this. We're here to have fun. Just let it go. Those two guys were less than I expected. I realized it's Sunday, but it made some noise. Have fun with this. Loud, violent. All right, one more time. Loud and proud. Coming forwards, ready? Each. Better. Knee. Yeah. Hey. She. Yeah. Backwards, go. Hey. Go. Yeah. See. Hey. Hot. Yeah. Come on. Point the sword menacingly at the audience and sneer. All right, from here. You're going to put the sword away. I don't care how you do it. In Kendo, they just take the stick and just go like that. Really bad idea with a real sword. If you're training, you actually take your bottom hand off, make a loop with your thumb and your index finger. Not a complete circle. You see how I overlapped it a little bit, so there's a little notch there? In real life, you're going to take the mouth of the saya, the scabbard that's going through the opening. You're going to make that loop like this, so that little V notch is right at the bottom. You rotate the sword down, and then bring the back part of the blade, which is not sharp, into that little notch like this, so you can resheath the sword without taking your eyes off of potential enemies. Slide it down slightly, turn it in, and then slide it home, letting gravity do the work so the sharp part of the sword doesn't touch the wooden sheath. And that's how you do the sword. I don't really care whether you practice with no-go part or not, but it's an easy way to tell skill level for samurai is to look at the saya of their sword. If they've got it all cut up and missing pieces, the guy's not very skilled. Which is funny for me because I think I truckers from all over the country who send their blades to my best friend in Oregon. He works the blades. I get the shades. 5th degree my butt. Anyway, hi, it's up to you. You may now let them get started.
All right, I have 3 of you down here that were left-handed. We have 1, 2, and 3. Can I get you guys to please come down here? The 3 in the back row here, can you come take their spots, please? I switched it up. Would you make it even number? Left hand down. Behind those. Perfect. All right. And that should have us front row. Turn around and face the back row. There we go. We should have you 2 lined up. Right this way. You 2. We should have you. All right. Now, everybody kind of like here. That sidestep just this direction. So spread out. You guys have a lot more room. All right, excellent. Sensei, they all have partners for violence.
Yay! The meeting will commence. I mean, continue until morale improves. All right, can we move the guys in the middle out just a little bit?
Give me your challenge. When we show what we're doing, we're going to have you guys sidestep out a little bit towards these guys, and then we'll come back.
Move back just a little bit so we can show you what we're going to do. Okay, and if you guys just remember your spacing, so you can go back to your spot, but if you want to move in so you can see a little bit better, I'm all for that. This is what we're going to do. She's going to represent the bad guy, because it's easy typecasting.
Oh.
Bad guy, left foot in front. Sword is going to be held, see how she's got it next to her ear and just outside her shoulder? The sword position is called lasso. Okay, where are you going now? Right.
My 6 people at the end, left-handed,
This is
you're
called
going to
lasso.
process everything he says backwards.
Yep, lefties just do what you normally do. Translate everything I say backwards. Sword held next to you. When you see this in movies and in posters, they're holding the sword down here. Number one, this is lazy, and it's for guard duty. You can maintain this position for a long time. And also, when close-ups for movie posters, does the actor's face and the really cool part of the blade where you can see the temporal line and the swirls and the steel. And if they do the close-up like this, it looks like they're playing the quit hitting yourself game. But this is the posture, because from right here, if your opponent's really fast, you still have leverage to cut down immediately with power. From right here, you bring the sword up and then down. So if you see this, it's not actually correct for combat. It's just a resting position. So bad guy, right here in Hasso. Good guy, also left foot in front. You're going to point the sword so that if it extended forwards, it would hit them right in the center of the sternum. In real life, you're going to aim it slightly higher so that if the blade continued on that path, it would hit right before the sternum ends and the last focus. You guys look at it right there. That's where you're aiming. For our short class, aim for the center of the sternum, because if we mess up, and you hit your partner with the blunt end of a wooden stick, hitting him in the sternum is just going to cause a bruise that might be hard to explain, ladies. When we die, if we mess up and slam with the blunt end of the stick and hit your opponent's larynx, their throat would swell shut, and I could be out of a job. Well, I mean, it doesn't do good things for them either. But so you're going to aim right for the center of the sternum. All right, my wife is going to boss you around. Why should I be the only one? She's going to give you commands. She's going to say,
Yoy!
Please do not confuse yoy with yaoi. Two different things. In this case, yoy means prepare to be attacked by a sword. Okay, actually it means about the same thing.
Oh my god.
All right. Yoy means prepare. On yoy, bad guy, you're going to bring the sword down in preparation for stabbing them. Good guy, you're going to take the tip of the sword, move it off to the right. At speed, this is much more subtle and everything. We're doing this as a step-by-step. You're going to tip it off to the side because it does two things. It reminds us which way we're going. And it also sets you up to make the block. On each, the bad guy is going to step and stab. Her goal is to go in one side and out the other. Please set your spacing correctly for that. Don't do this where you're so far away when she steps and stabs, she'd miss. Because there's no reality to that. Be just close enough that if she steps, in one side, out the other. Now, having said that, if your opponent is looking around going, hey, the puppy's still here, don't actually hit them, okay? Come forwards and stop, and she'll go, ooh, I should move, and then finish the strike, okay? So, on each, bad guy steps and stabs, good guy, step back. You match your center to theirs, so that if all else fails, you don't get hit. Okay? But you're also going to block block. You move the sword off to the right. When they step and stab, you're going to block from right to left. Do not bat their sword. If you give them energy, they're going to whip around to hit you.
Yep.
Your goal is to provide enough power on that block that you will move her target area past your shoulder, where if it keeps going, it misses you. Did anybody see The Princess Bride?
Freaking love that movie.
Awesome cinema drama, terrible martial science.
Yes.
Make sure your block goes wide enough their attack misses. If it runs into the person next to you, that's their problem. I mean, no. Make sure it misses. So we have
Joy.
swords move,
Eat.
bodies move, block. On knee, you see how I step back so now my right foot is in front? On knee, bad guy, stay still. You're gonna die with dignity. Good guy, right foot in front, keep it in front. You're gonna slide in, since you have control of the center line, you're gonna slide in, reverse the blade, and take their head off.
Oh.
The reason why you slide is this way, my feet are parallel to the sword. If I step back and block, and step in and cut her head off, I won the battle and I still got my leg cut, and I'm gonna leave bloody breadcrumbs for all of her friends to follow me. And I lost movement, right? Getting your leg cut wide open with a razor sharp piece of steel is bad. So step back and block and bring it in. Bad guy, stay still on this, okay? The worst thing that can happen, she stabs and I block and I have control of the inside. My blade comes in and up and she flinches and tries to block by bringing her sword back. It is the only injury we've had in 15 years of anime cons. We've had people flinch and bring the sword back and knock their partner's boken into their face. So don't worry about it. Go nice, go careful. They will not hit you because I promised the convention no one would get hit. And also, it's a partner drill where we're going to take turns. So after they get to kill you, you get to kill them. And if they smack you in the face, it's pretty good odds they're going to get you. You can get them back. So
We have Joy.
sword moves.
Eat.
Step back and block.
Me.
Slide in and take their head. And then, victory day.
Now victory dance.
Aww.
Face towards your partner. If you are facing the audience, you are going to be the first attacker. That means I want you to put your left foot in front and start with your weapon up beside your ear. My left foot in front, and this way. Excellent. Alright, if you are facing the stage, you are the first defender. Your left foot should also currently be in front. And your sword should currently be pointed at your partner, keeping them away from you. Alright, before we go any further, attackers, you need to be close enough that you can reach them with one step. You should not have to airmail your attack. You need to be able to skewer them. That's better. Closer. And remember the step. When you attack, alright. Without moving your feet. Joy, attackers, bring the weapon down or point it at them. You are preparing to skewer them. Defenders, hit your sword towards me if you're right-handed. And you guys are going to hit your sword towards them. And you're going to be watching that. Alright, please remember to step back when they stab at you so you don't jump on their sword and run yourself through. Alright, here we go. I'm going to count. They're going to step and stab. Here they come. Each stab and block. Good. That's a perfect thing. You want to push that across so you can control. And now, knee. Shift in and take their head. Good. Alright, let's try again. Now that we've got an idea where we're going. gonna step when you stab. Point it at him. Menace him. Now here we go. Each stab. Knee off of their head. Good. We're gonna do it twice more. Same jobs. Same jobs. Ready position. And without moving your feet, yoy. And each stab. Knee off of their head. One more time. One more time. Yoy. Weapons into position. And each stab. Knee off of their head. Good. All right, we're going to trade jobs. Do not trade positions. Stay where you're at. But if you are facing the stage, you are now the attacker. Your weapon should be up beside your ear. Your right hand and your left foot should be in dust. And they're all right. All right, if you are defending left foot front, weapon currently pointed at them, keeping it away from you. All right, make sure you're close enough. You can stop them with one step. All right, without moving your feet, yoy, attacker, goes up and down, points attacker. Defender, tip your sword away from your front foot. Please remember to step back so you don't skewer yourself. Here they come. They're going to stab. Each stab. And walk across. Good. Knee off the head. Nice. Let's try again. Without moving your feet. Yoy. Weapons into position. And each. Step back and walk. Knee off the head. Nice more. From our climb, we have yoy, weapons into position, and each stab. Backwards. Knee off their head. Once more. Once more. Yoy, weapons into position, and each stab. Knee off their head. Good. Nice adjustment. Very clean. All right, back away from your partner a little bit. And we are going to move on to another move. Sensei.
I don't know if my phone has enough battery.
Teach them another one. They all survived. They did. They got pretty good at taking each other's heads off.
Okay. We only have 10 minutes left for the class, but there's nothing in here until closing start at 4. Let's do 2 moves.
Okay.
Let's do another stabbing one. Because I sense hostility.
Do you have your portable charger?
Wanting to stab. And then we'll do dance moves afterwards. I saw that.
So, the attacker's job is going to be the same this time. We'll start with hostile, weapons up beside your ear. On joy, you'll bring it down. And on each, you will step and stab and then hold still.
Good guy! You're going to start, same, left foot in front, sword and chewed on. When she brings the sword down, though, we're going to go into basic spear defense position. From right here, you're going to bring the sword up, over your head, but in front of. If you're looking at me from the side, see how the sword is in front of my body, it's straight up and down? That's what we're going to do. For sword-on-sword combat, everything is based on movement with their center. You stay just outside of reach, where they cannot hit you without moving their center, and so you don't go for fakes. If their center moves, you move. But against a spear, has a long shaft that you can slide your hands on, they can actually reach farther that way without moving their center. So to defend, you bring the sword up where you can just slap the blade down quickly, and you still can use it against swords and empty hand technique attacks and stuff because you have a clear line of sight, and the sword is in front of you. If you bring it back here like you're going to attack, you can't block as easily. So basic spear defense is right here. So on Yoi, that guy brings the sword down, good guy. Up over your head, On each, when she steps, you step and you're going to block down.
Oh.
Okay, your hands stay mostly still. You're going to block down. If it's a good sword against a good sword, you're going to block with the flat. There's a ridge line that runs down the blade. It's called the shinochi. You're looking to hit flat on flat to protect the edge of your sword. If they have a cheap, crappy blade, you can tell.
You can tell.
If they have a less quality blade than you have, when you step back, you're actually hitting it with the edge of your sword because you can shatter a cheaper made blade. Hot metal swords that were made in China during the 1930s that you can find on eBay for $99. Really heavy swirls in the steel. The reason why those blades look like that, when you pick them up, they're really heavy. It's because they're using crappy parts of the steel that would normally get separated out. Metallurgic term, they call it dross. It's the crap stuff you take off. Anyway, they leave it on to make it look cool. But blades like that, you can break. I don't care whether you envision cutting with the edge or hitting with the flat, but you're going to drive their sword off the center line and just outside of your body. So each looks like this. On knee, bad guy, stay still.
Could you not find it?
Again.
Mine?
Good guy. See how my hips turned on the block? You're going to square your body back up. Here, and then move in. Your center moves, not just your arms. If you go block, stab, you have power. You're inside not the power in your arms, but you have a lot more power in your torso. When you block, drive. You have two targets here. If she comes in low with her hands, here and over the top, you can actually take them as a prisoner here. You don't have to skewer them. From right here, the fight's over. She knows it.
I mean, you could, but...
She makes a hostile move, she's dead. If she'll go home and cook for me, we'll keep her alive. If you strike high with your hands, though, bad guy strikes high, you can't get over the top. You're not going to. You're going under. You don't have that same option. You have to kill them. There's no top, and there's no good way to take it. So if they're striking high, you gotta kill them. Guys, you're gonna be better served if you're the bad guy. Down, strike low. We'll trade jobs, I'll show you why. I'm the bad guy. Here, and I strike high. Boom! Look, if I'm gonna die, just put it here. I have plans for the afterlife.
Also said your hands stay mostly in place. What he meant by that is they don't make giant arms, size, but they're turning to not let go of your fingers. Your hands don't stay in the middle. If you do this and try to contort yourself, you're going to knock your own sword out of your hands.
Hold on. You see kendo players do this a lot because all they're doing is they're swatting a shinai out of the way. That's bendable. Real katana weighs 2.2 pounds. Okay, it doesn't sound like a lot until they're stabbing it at you and you're trying to block it. Keep your hands closed so you can block with power and hold on to your weapon.
When it comes down, when you step back, your body will turn slightly and you'll push your hands to that side of your body as well. Okay?
All right, let them kill each other.
I'm
going to practice the next move.
If you are facing the stage, you are the first defender again, right? Attack first if you're facing the audience. Alright. So facing the audience, left foot in front, weapon up beside your ear, except for my left knee, perfect. If you're facing the stage, left foot in front, weapon should currently be pointed at your partner, keeping them away from you. Awesome. Alright, without moving your feet, attackers, your weapon goes up into your defensive position. Attackers, bring the sword down and point it at them. You're going to skewer them. Alright, defenders, please remember to step backwards on your block. Step back and block Now that we've got an idea what we're doing. From my, we have Joy. Up to the defender, down to the attacker. And here they come. Each stab. Knee, stab them back. Good. Twice more. All right. Again. Joy, weapons up. And each one. Knee, return. Reset one more time. Joy, weapons up. And each step. Knee, return. This is a great block, but you still have to move backwards, not just change feet in place, or someone dedicated to actually hitting you. Yeah, you'll either take your own elbow or the tip of the sword will catch the edge of your stomach and you'll drive it out of yourself. Both of which are bad. Yeah. Eviscerating yourself is not a good way to move back. Alright, training jobs. If you're facing the stage, you are now the attacker. Left foot is good. And at this end, right foot is out. Perfect. Alright, attacker weapon starts beside your ear. Defender weapon should currently be pointed at them, keeping them away from you. Without moving your feet. Joy! Attacker, bring the weapon down. Defender weapon goes up. Still be left foot in front. Good fix. Alright, you're going to step back and block down. Ready? Each. Step back and block. Your block will go away from your lead like this. So, an open hand is strong. Yep, our block is correct. Excellent. Alright, knees, down back. Good. Let's do it again. Set your mind, left foot. Alright, without moving your feet. Joy, weapons into position. Without moving your feet. You can't step in yet. I know, she's really accurate. You should have it pointed in your stomach right now. There you go. Alright, each step back and up. Knee, return. Nice. Twice more.
No, come on.
Alright, position.
Hurry.
Your weapons in position. And each step. Knee, return. Once more. Start left. Joy, weapon up for the defender. Stabbing for the attacker. And each stab them. Knee, stab them back. Part of what's messing with you is letting go. You guys are very good at shish kebab, but I think it's definitely time we move on to whack-a-mole. It's much more fun to bomb, though. Sensei!
Yes, ma'am.
Time for whack-a-mole!
What?
It's been 10 minutes, yes. I want to hit you in the head.
Yay, whack-a-mole. All right, we're going to go with an overhead strike. To be honest with you, Kenjutsu, Japanese sword combat, is 70% attacks with the edge, the ha, rather than the kasaki. The first couple moves were stabbing motions. Now we're going with the overhead. So that walking exercise we did at the beginning of class, now we're going to use that as an attack. Bad guy starts left foot in front, sword haso. On Yoi, sword comes up to that overhead position, Jodan. On each, bad guy, you're going to step forwards, and your goal is to put the sweet spot of the blade right on top of their head. Good guy, our job is to not die. Let's rewind the film. You're going to stay left foot in front. Normally, for Japanese sword combat, overhead strikes are met with an overhead blocking position called kasumi. If you have your right foot in front, kasumi makes perfect sense because your hands rotate to the open side and the tip of the sword remains in front of your lead leg, protecting it. So it's this way, over your head, angled where your hands are higher than the tip. That way when they hit you, it has a tendency to run and you're going to move this way and hit them back. But if you have your left foot in front, you're still going to do kasumi, but you notice how my wrists cross? There's not as much structural strength to that. And if you're facing a highly motivated opponent with a heavy weapon, think the tetsubo, the big spiked club the Japanese used, this cross-handed block could get knocked down and you're going to end up eating steel. On the battlefield then, the samurai didn't make use of Hidari Kasumi as often. What they did was this, it's a much cooler move. It's kind of a movie stunt pose, but it's actually real and it works fabulously. So we're going to do it today. We're going to do, it's called tori. Tori is a Japanese word for arch. If anybody's familiar with Japanese architecture, we're going to make one with a sword. So from here, left foot in front, on yoi, when the bad guy brings the sword up over their head, you're going to let go of the sword with your bottom hand, bring the blade up flat in front of you, put the sword lengthwise down your hand, okay? If you do European swordsmanship, you've seen the technique done this way, but European knights had segmented gauntlets. They had metal gloves. The samurai did not. What they had was a metal plate that covered the back of their hand and a loop that ran around this finger that held it in place. The fingers were exposed. If you do this move with a Japanese sword, you're only going to do it once. Okay? So they actually ran it this way. Don't do this like you're doing the bench press, because this way, her sword's coming over and down. It will pop it off of your wrist and you're going to end up getting hit. It runs this way. Don't wrap your fingers around it, but this way. So you're going to bring it up flat above your head and in front of you. That was perfect. So when the bad guy swings, on yoi, she comes up, you come up. On each, she's going to step and swing. Catch it. On knee, bad guy, hold still. Good guy, you're going to sidestep. You're going to move to your left. If you move to your left, move your left foot first. Don't do this. I know the steel step thing looks really cool in all the Kung Fu movies, but this is done in the air while you're circling your opponent. There's no structural strength to that. If she's bearing down with a sword and I go like this, that's coming down on me. So when you sidestep, you're going to move your left foot first. You're here, we're going to go left foot out, and then right foot out, and turn the sword. Guess what comes next? The world's coolest, most accurate pool cue stroke. In, out, and then the only thing left is to find a new toy because this one's broken. Okay, on the battlefield, this happened a lot faster. We both draw the swords out, she comes flying forwards. I don't have time to switch feet. So I'm going to bring it up and catch it, and then just move and let her run right into the blade. Sorry, better luck in your next life. Okay, tori. It is very cool. Please remember to take your right leg with you. This is a two-handed sword. It's a long blade. And if you train in other arts, the Filipino stuff with short swords and knives, you're going to see it done where you can just come around like this and skewer them. But with a Japanese sword, if you leave your leg there, you will leave it there. It just won't be attached to your body anymore. Okay? So when you catch it, move both legs. 1, 2.
Alright, face towards your partner. If you are facing the audience, you are the attacker. Left foot in front, weapon on the side here. You're facing the stage, defending. Left foot in front. Weapon currently pointed at you.
It's like the last panel of the convention.
Excellent.
And it's full of people who don't want to go home because
With
it's
that,
fun,
move your feet.
but we're all
Joy, attackers, bring the weapon up
and
over
so
your
normally
head. You're ready to pull
Sunday
rock and roll.
conventions,
Defenders, up into your block.
and that's And we did today. The Akita panel was perfect for Sunday because everybody's having fun, but everybody's tired. They don't want to go home and they don't want to engage. So we just let you sit there and take the puppy, give you treats. Take the puppy off leash and just let him wander around. Everybody's happy. He gets food. You get to pet the puppy. Pretty much. But so we have a whole group of people that are having fun, happy to still be here, but it feels like fourth month of your senior year in high school. First day, you're kind of happy and you see your friends like, we're out of here. By the fourth month of it's set in. It's not that we're against what we're doing, it's just.
Each catch it. Knee, side step and skewer. One more time. Your weapons up.
Just a stage combat play, so we just dig it up.
Nice. All right, training rolls.
Oh no, we don't use those types of for hitting edge.
Keep away from you, attackers.
They took it damage.
Currently being beside
So
your
there's
ear.
no way we're using 45,000
All right.
to replace it.
Without moving your
Play
feet.
for anything.
Your
I
attackers with the weapon up. Ready to hit 'em. Defender into
I
wall.
mean, if you saw some cosplay when we did the double cut, that was my 700 go play for
Correct. Switch to the other way. Your
$75,000.
right hand is in dominant
Then
position.
we get people that just get furious
Second
to
person,
do
yep.
that.
Right hand here.
It's what we do. It's more honor in the sword than it's still being used.
Fingers towards the tip. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, and we are ready at this end, except blue tennis shoes switch feet. There we go.
Blue tennis shoes.
All right, here they come. Each catch it. Knee, side step, and stab. Nice. All right, let's do it again. Your weapons into position. And each catch it. Knee, side step, and skewer. Good.
I want them to hurry. My phone's on 2%.
All right. Boy, weapons up. Each catch it. Knee, side step, and skewer. One more time.
One more time.
Yoy, weapons up. Each. Still have to block. All right, Sensei, they're still alive.
No. This whole class is missing someplace.
They are?
Yeah, I was just talking with them, and the reference was this looks like a graveyard. And not enough like a graveyard. We need an epic death scene to close out Onicon.
Oh, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on.
Let's do this move one more time, each way, but this time, when the good guy makes the move, catch it, sidestep, skewer. Bad guy, I want you to die. I don't care whether you die loud or quiet, fast, slow, make it memorable. Do me two favors when you die. Number one, hold on to your weapon. Your weapon should not hold collateral damage. Okay? So hold on to the sword. Number two, try to stay in your space. We did this a couple of months ago, and a girl was on the very end. We were in a much more crowded environment. She died fastest, sideways, and she took out the entire row. And everybody felt cheated because they didn't get their dramatic death.
Oh.
Okay, so try to die mostly in place. But beyond that, have fun with this. Think William Shatner.
All right, if you are facing the audience,
Come on. 2%, come on. Come
And I'm going to get out of the camera.
All right, same move we were just doing. Yoy, weapons up. And here we go. Each. Knee, elbow.
And it's shut off.
Get up, let's straighten